Okay, now we're going to do puzzle piece drawings. So I'm going to hit the drawing button, and if you've set it up correctly, it should pop up with this, with our Gohawk title block. You enter all this information in. The part name we can change each time, but I'm going to suggest you take this and copy this multiple times, because then you don't have to enter this info down here. So I can come up here and I can hit copy, and then I can't hit paste still. That's disappointing. What you can do is go into another file and hit paste a bunch of times. Then you gotta like open it up to make it work. I think I can hit copy here and then paste it back to my new one I just created. And we're gonna need like 5 total, but and then what I can do to edit the field text at the bottom, I can come in here to sheet 2 and I can say, open up Gohawk Drawings, I can right click and say edit field text, and then I can come in here and say this is the green piece or red piece. And that'll change down here, whereas sheet 1, what I entered the first time. Can't double click it. I gotta go to sheet 1 first. Now I can edit field text. This I had originally named green piece, not FSDA, whatever. Okay, and we need these all to be in one drawing file. Like we'll file save as, or we'll hit save and save it as a drawing file, not 5 separate sheets where each piece having its own sheet. I can even come in here and rename the sheet. This is green with an extra E piece. I don't know what they call this, red, and so on. If you happen to make them separately because you split up to work among your group, you can just do the same thing. You can get the files open, you can copy. I got blue piece already done here. I can copy and bring that into one single thing. This is required. Never did enter that field text. Down here you can see it says sheet 5 of 5 or 6 of 6 or whatever. That's what I need to see. Sheet 6 will actually be the exploded view, which is a different video. I can name these purple and green or whatever they are. So back to that first one, I can hit base view, and notice it brings it up because I have it open down here. That's why it brings it up. Otherwise you'd have to go in here and find it in the folder. So I need to make sure I've got my best front view chosen. It'll assume that, it'll just put it to the front view you have, and I've chosen that as my front view here in the piece itself. If you have that wrong, you can just fix it here by changing this. And then before I click, that's already there. I want to put a top view in and put a right view in and put an isometric in. Then hit OK. Rearrange them a little bit so we can get our dimensions on there a little better. Notice how the isometric doesn't come with, but the other two always stay lined up. I'm just going to grab this and move it down here. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to hit this button for shaded. Just the isometric though, just the isometric. Now I'm going to come in and do the annotate tab, and I'm going to dimension. Now yours likely the first time when you place a dimension like this. Yeah, first of all it snaps into place. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not. Like I put this to here. It wants to snap like right there. That's a little bit close, but it should be good enough. But usually when you place a dimension, it'll pop up with this because you have this checked by default. So you can uncheck that, then it won't pop up each time. I don't like the way that looks. I gotta hit escape or OK. Remember to dimension the features, the parts that stick out. So the 7.5 could have gone here. Otherwise, like the 2.25 in between views is probably best. You got to be careful. Like for the total height here, I'm going to do it over here so he's not lonely. If I click here and then I click here on this line instead of this line, it's going to connect the extension line to the object, and I do not want that. So I'm going to The green dot can be problematic too, so try to avoid that. But when I click here, always start inside out. Here I don't, I can just click on the line itself. I don't have to click top and bottom, but you could. The most common mistake students make, I got my widths, I got my heights, but I have no depth. That's harsh. So I need to put the depths on up here, or that would be here, and then the total depth up here. And that should be it. You can move these around. This is a pretty simple piece, so I've only, remember, start on one side and see how many lines you come across as you work across. So for width, start here, I got 1, 2. I need 2 dimensions. From front to back, I've got 1, 2. I got 2 dimensions. For height, 1, 2. So I got 2 dimensions for height. And do that for the rest of the pieces, and that's it.